Now it's being recorded. All right. So yeah, I figure that as we continue moving forward, we're going to be doing more virtual, less virtual, more in person. So what I want to talk about is how to invite friends, family members to this academy. Uh, First of all, I'm going to talk about the benefits of it for you. Depending on where you are, there are different ranks that you can get, but like realistically, just off the sake of if you're like, I don't really want to do the whole rank thing. That's cool. You still have two and free, which means that you're stopped paying for the academy, and now at least you're now no longer paying for it every month, and you've actually shared the opportunity that you're getting in terms of learning with other people. Okay. The cool thing about it is that you are not trying to sell anything to anybody. And this is the one thing I always want people to understand, that we're not selling anything. There's nothing being sold, there's no products, there's nothing. Like realistically, what we're talking about is education. So if you think about it, what we're selling is empowering someone. That's pretty much it, right? But here are the 5 steps to creating unlimited prospects in your network marketing, right? So whether your goal is to go two and free, P150, P600, or whatever, this is what you have to do. Okay. So there's the 5 steps. Write them down, and then 5 steps, and then a couple. And step one is kind of the longest one, and then everything else creates off that. So step number one: create an active list. So creating an active list is literally get a piece of paper, like literally get a piece of paper, get a pen, and take every single person that you know out of your mind and write them on paper. Why? Because most of us are lazy and we have these phones and we have contact lists, right? So we get on our contact list and we're like, okay, who do I know? Who do I know? Who do I know? And you start scrolling through it. I got like 400 people on my contact list. I don't even know half the people there, but literally I need to put them on from I have to put them on from my contact list onto piece of paper, right? And whether it's I know them on I have them on Instagram or I have them on anything else, we've gotten so used to texting, we've gotten so used to doing all this stuff. All you want to do is you want to take them from wherever they are and put them on paper, because when they get on paper, now it's a bit more real. Okay. Now, a couple things when you have a list. Okay. How to create a list. Every single person you can think of, put them on paper. Then you're going to think about the second degree of separation. So what is that? That means their friends, their family members, the people that you know that you know, right? So you might have met them once, you might have met them a couple times. Put them on paper. Why? We're not doing anything with it yet. It's just an active amount of people. The reason why you're doing this is because, let's say for instance, your goal is to go two and free. Okay. You can literally just tell the two closest people to you and they'll end up doing it. But what if they don't? Then what? Then you tell the next two people and they don't do it. And you're like, man, this doesn't work. I'm going to stop telling people. Well, that's not how you do this type of thing. The way that you do this type of thing is you literally put down as many people as possible, because the bigger the funnel, the easier the results. Okay. The bigger the funnel, the easier the results. So if the funnel is very small and you only have a couple people in it, then if those people don't do anything, then you're gonna be like, man, I'm done trying to tell people, forget it. I'm just gonna continue paying for it, which is okay. But literally, you don't really need to do anything other than tell people about what you're doing. Like this is what's so cool about it. You don't have to do anything. You don't do any of the selling. You don't do anything. Literally, the academy and the system will take care of itself. So plugging them into Zoom calls, plugging them into any live events, plugging them into whatever is going on will help you. Okay. The next thing is that if you actually want to take it to the next step and you're like, okay, I want to go from two and free to P150, P600, P1000, then it's actively finding two people a day. What does that mean? Actively making yourself talk to two people a day. So it kind of goes into my second point. So always adding to the list. How do you do that? Well, right now with the market, with everything opening up, it's kind of being easy. And I'm going to tell you the honest truth. People are going to be looking for opportunity because we're opening up. Because now that we're opening back up, everyone's spent so much money. Everyone's not spent money. They haven't spent as much money, but some people are returning to jobs they didn't like. Some people are they're returning from a place where they were they didn't feel like they had any community. They didn't have any sort of anything, right? Last 2 years, there's people who did nothing. Let's be honest. And they might be returning, you might be going back to work, you might be going back to work with them. And the reason why I say returning, because it's gonna feel like that. Because for a lot of people, it's been the last 2 years of no contact with anyone other than their immediate family. So, and other than these little Zoom calls and whatnot, it's gonna be like a whole like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you. So when you start looking at it and saying adding two people act to your active candidate list, all that means is paying attention to the people that you're around. What I call is being a professional talker. So you're not trying to sell them on anything first. You're not trying to be like, all right, hey, I'm doing this network marketing thing, or hey, I'm doing this trading thing. Hey, you want to learn about it? Right? It's literally finding out what they're about, what's happening in their life. How did COVID treat them? Was it bad? Was it good? Was it the best time of their life? Did they travel? If they didn't, like what did they do? They just stay at home? Like you want to ask these kind of questions. You want to get to know what they're doing. Because even down to going to a restaurant, restaurants are opening back up. Pay attention to the people that are surrounding around you. And this is what I have to remind myself. And this is number three: is raise awareness. Pay attention to everyone. The reason why I have to remind myself of this because I get kind of inward focused a lot, where I pay attention to nothing. And you can ask my wife this. I pay attention to absolutely nothing, right? And the reason why is because I get so inwardly focused into my mind and what's going on, and I'm always focused on like something's always on my mind, but it's never anything outside, right? So the whole world is your network. Is you're one person separated or you're one conversation away from meeting the person that like literally might be like, yeah, I want to do this. And you never know, right? There's a story of that actually just goes into my next point. So this is never prejudge. Okay. So don't take a look at someone and say, oh, they won't want to do this because, oh, they probably don't want to do this because they have a good job. Or, oh, they don't want to do this because they're too busy. Or, oh, they don't want to do this because of anytime you say, oh, they don't want to do this because, automatically what you're doing is you're already prejudging. So you're already looking in and saying, ah, man, they're probably not going to want to do this. So one of the reasons why you don't prejudge is because what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to give everyone the equal opportunity. Like here's the real question. Why did you do it? Right? What were your reasons why? And are there other people in your life right now that share the same reason why as you? Most likely there are. So then realistically, when you look at it, you're about to be like, huh, there are other people who share the same why as me. So by me telling them, literally, it just benefits who? Well, it benefits them more than it benefits you. And you're actually helping them, right? Because you're giving them the same opportunity that you gave to yourself. And then the last thing, number five, is network with a purpose. So network on purpose. What is that? If you really want to turn this into like a business and you want to treat this thing like a business, it can pay you really well. But it's not about the paying, it's about the impact. So how do you create the impact? Well, you got to create your network, right? And so there's like a slogan that's like your network is your net worth, right? And realistically, when you look at it, is like creating a bigger network is just literally like I said, becoming a professional talker. Join new groups, volunteer in new places, join some new social groups. Get out of your house and join your community. Find out what's happening around your community and start talking to people. I have to remind myself of this because COVID's one of the things where, like, it's been a couple of years that we've just been inside. So now it's just like, oh, you want me to go back out and talk to people? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's something that you have to. It's something that you have to. If you want to do it, you can. But this is something that you're gonna have to do if you want to have unlimited prospects, right? Because now, when it comes to sharing with your friends and family, those are classified. Now, this is now. So before I continue, that's the 5 reasons. Okay, so the 5 reasons are, so write them down. Create an active candidate list. Always add to the list. Raise your awareness about what's happening around in your place. Never prejudge, and then network on a purpose. So once you have your list, okay, you have to now have 5 different separations to your list. Okay, So what are the 5 different categories to your list? Your hot candidate list. Who are they? Your friends and family. They're the easiest ones. Literally on your first list, it's going to be your closest friends, family, everybody. So remember, you're not judging. All you're doing is you're creating a list. You're not thinking about, are they going to do this or not? Because don't make the decision for them. Allow them to make the decision for themselves after you share it, right? If they make the decision for themselves and like, oh, I don't want to do this, cool. You don't need to convince them of anything. You don't need to do anything. Just continue doing what you're doing. This is where impact is over income, because realistically, when I say like, I'm probably the most sort of relaxed person ever, because it comes down to it. I know what I'm doing on these charts. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, the reason why I learned what I was doing on these charts is because I learned from IM. So no one can tell me anything different. And realistically, when I'm talking to people and they don't want to hear what I have to say, I get to a point where I'm like, I'm not going to force anyone to come make money with me. That's how I view it. So it comes down to the same thing. When you have a hot candidate list and your close friends and family, you're not selling to them, right? You're telling them an opportunity that you found, and you're saying, hey, this is an opportunity that I saw for myself. I figured that this is something that you would want to, because we just recently talked about not wanting to go be at your workplace anymore, bills being tough, or things are getting tough or hectic around your life, right? Or you're learning about crypto and you're like, I want to know more about crypto. Like, I want to know more. How do I learn, right? Like, these are all different areas and opportunities. So the next thing is that you have different leads that are product candidates. Who are they? Product candidates are people that are specifically interested in the product. So these are people that you've talked to, and you might have started talking about the products and services. The products and services are literally trading. That's what you're selling, education. So with those people, they're more the educational people. So what they want to do, what you have to do with them is you have to get them on a couple trading calls. They don't care about the network marketing part, and most people won't, and that's okay. You want to get them on the trading calls. Why? Because the only way that they'll ever know about this opportunity is literally by getting on trading calls. So how many trading calls we have? Well, we have a lot. So not only do the ones that I am personally doing myself, but you have all the ones that Sniper Nation are doing. So you have HFX trading, you have crypto trading, you have forex trading, right? Get them on any call that is trading related. Why? Because the more they're always gonna have questions, right? And it all correlates together, but they're always gonna have questions. So just getting them on as many calls as possible will help you when it comes down to you talking about this opportunity. So literally what you want to do is just get them on calls. What calls? Every call. Any Zoom call is something you can pass to everyone else unless otherwise told. So if it's like, hey, yeah, this is a private call, this is a private call. But like realistically, any Zoom call, any trading Zoom call, okay? Now, you don't want to get to them all the time, but you want to give them a taste of what you're learning, right? From people who are real life people that you actually know, that you can actually see, right? And this is where the difference between, like, you can even stream a Go Live if you want and stream it for them and show them like, hey, this is Go Live, right? And this is a bit different, but this is where, like, instead of sitting down and watching Netflix, have friends come over and watch Cobain, right? Or watch Picasso, or watch a training video, like, right? Like, instead of being an entertainment price, being a place to start talking about, like, hey, what do you think about cryptocurrency, and what are your thoughts, and like, do you trade, do you invest? And most people are going to say no. It's like, oh, how come? Because I don't know what's happening. Oh, well, cool. Like, and you don't have to sell them on the first shot. You just have to talk to them, and you'd be surprised. The fact that you're already in IM and you're learning about trading means you already know more than the average person, right? So don't think that it's like, oh, I don't know a lot. I don't know what's happening. You already know more than the average person. So because you already know more than the average person, it's gonna be really easy for you to have these types of conversations and not feel too overwhelmed. All right, so direct approach candidate. So who are they? Direct approach candidate is literally someone you directly approach and you said, hey, I have this opportunity, right? And these people are generally already go-getters. They're already something. They're already into something, right? And these are people who might already be in another network marketing business, or they might be doing some sort of sales job. They're already doing something, but you're talking to them about not about trading now in terms of product. You're actually talking about the network marketing portion, right? And why is it that you talk about this? Because there are people who are looking for that as a sole opportunity. And I say it like this: for me, I was looking for a network marketing company. Why was I looking for a network marketing company? Because I've done network marketing before and I liked it. And I was willing to join another network marketing company. I just had to find the right one with the right products, and I was willing to do it, right? And when I joined this, I didn't do the network marketing at first, but in the back of my head, I was like, I don't mind doing network marketing. I don't need to be convinced to do network marketing, right? But I came to a point where it was a no-brainer, because at the end of the day, the money that I get, it goes right into my trading account. So why wouldn't I do this, right? I'm getting rewarded for telling people about what I'm doing, which is learning about trading and getting results and sharing with other people and helping them get results. And therefore I get paid by getting results. It's a giant circle of beauty. Like, it makes sense. Then there's the indirect approach. The indirect approach is where you start conversations with people, but it's not going anywhere, right? So it's just like this is generally for the people that are like, I'd say they're old acquaintances or people that you used to know. You might have ran into them in the mall, or you might have ran into them on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. Generally speaking, you're using the indirect approach with them, where it's just like, hey, how's it going? What's new in life? How's everything? And like I say, be a professional talker and just catch up, right? And don't sell what you're doing at first. Keep it about them. What is it that you're doing? How is life with you? What is you like? Find out where they are. Do they have kids? Are they married? All that stuff, right? Like, are you living in Canada anymore? Do you like the government? Do you not like the government? Start talking about everything, right? They might not want to talk about the government because that's always a sticky subject with people and like whatnot. Keep away from COVID, government, and sports. Okay. The last one, and this is the last way that you keep your list, is super indirect. So what's super indirect? Super indirect are the people who literally just met when you were walking your dog, and some random person put the garbage in at the same time with you, and you said, hey, and you have the choice to start a conversation there. It's like, what kind of dog is that? Or you just continue walking away, right? Now, why do you do that? Because the intention of it is, A, to be a nice person, genuinely be a nice person. But there is another intention there. What's the intention? Yeah, the actual intention is to start a conversation. Because realistically, you want to start a conversation, especially if the person is in your neighborhood. You never know. Now, why am I saying all this? Because when it comes down, eventually we're going to start doing, like I said, we're going to start doing in-house events. We're going to start doing events in different communities, different places, right? Now, when it comes down to it, it's like, who am I inviting to these events? These are the people you're inviting to these events, the people on these lists, right? And if it's in your neighborhood, and let's say, for instance, you just moved to a new neighborhood, get out there, start living, right? And I have to say that to myself because me and my wife are moving to a new neighborhood. We're going to have to get out there, start living, start talking to people, right? Go out with our kids, go to the park, engage in conversation, figure out what people are doing, keep the conversation up. And my wife always encourages me to do that, but I'm like, I don't want to. But like, in terms of like, this is something I have to work on. And I know this is one of my weaknesses, and it's something that I have to work on. I have to continually do. But this is where you're being superior in terms of it. Now, what I mean by that is that whatever your goal is that you want to be able to attain, you can attain it. Okay. So if your goal is only to go 2 and free, you want a free academy, cool. This will help you get 2 and free. If your goal is to go P150, great. This is your goal. This will help you get P150. If your goal is to go P600, this will get you P600. If your goal is to go P1000, this will get you P1000. Now, what are all these goals in terms of it? I'm not going to get too deep into this call, but realistically, understand that whatever your goal is in terms of your rank or whatever you want to attain, you can get it through building a list, okay? And when it's simple to it, all you have to do is after you've built your list, right, you just invite them to the next event. That's how simple it is. So that's all you got to do. What do you have to do? You go with your hot candidate list first. So if you're new to writing a list, go with your hot candidate list first. What do you say to them? Hey, how's it going, Mom? That's good. I'm trading now. Yes, I like trading. All right. That's how simple it is. Oh, why? Because realistically, what else am I supposed to do? Like, I went to college, I didn't like it. I did this, I didn't like it. And no one else has been able to show me $1 million except all these other traders. So it makes sense for me to start learning how to trade because every single person that trades has millions of dollars. So why am I not learning? Right? I don't care how long it takes me to learn. Because if I know that the end of this road is X, I will walk down the road. And I might be the slowest person walking down the road, but I will get to the end. Why? Because I know what's at the end of that rainbow. Pot of gold. Right? And so I know that I will walk because there's no point. There's nothing else that's going to show me this amount of money that will give me this much freedom, right? So this is why I'm like, man, this is so powerful, right? When people give up and people are like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. It's so funny because literally, think about it like this: you're walking down the Yellow Brick Road, and you don't even want to go see Oz. And you're like, I don't feel like doing it anymore. I'm just gonna sit over here and just put up my feet. It's like, so it's crazy because the fact is that the reason why people get involved in this is because they want to create new stream of income. They want to quit their job. They want to be able to do something. Most people are like, I don't even think I can quit my job. So the belief factor is not even there, right? But understand, trading is one of those things. If you can learn it, the amount of money you can make there's no cap to it. So you, as the person that is already involved in this, you get to be the person that brings someone into a place where there's no cap and no limits to the life anymore. You are in the place of power. And that's some powerful stuff right there. But anyways, I said I was going to keep it short to 30 minutes. I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to stop recording.